Hey Mark, who else is around? No one. Anyway, I'm here. I'm wondering who's getting this. I just got a message from James saying, are we having a live stream? Who else is online? Tea and Biscuits is here. Mark Shed Talk's here. Mark Osborne's here, all the regulars. Bill Baggins is here. It's the man. Matt Peterson's here. All the busy people. And James is here too, so we're sorted. That's who we were waiting for. Now, what's happened? Not enough. Which frustrates the crap out of me. Thanks, Team Biscuits. That 30 seconds of ads as soon as it starts. Sorry about that. But obviously that's all back up and working again. It says I've got to verify my ID, which is a pain. I'd forgotten about all that stuff. Anyway. What happened this weekend? Sunday I went up to the foundry and then up to Mark's, which was a good day. It was a reasonably productive day. About the only one this weekend, and it's not really good enough, but there's a lot happening at the moment. I'm a bit stressed, and there might be some change fairly quickly and fairly soon. Picked these up. These are from my mate Phil. There's his pattern. It's for 32 class, I think. Someone will tell me I'm wrong. Is the New South Wales design class. Anyway, that's a resin pattern. It's quite a good one. I'll get that back to him at some point, probably this weekend. He wanted these in bronze, and they didn't pour real well in bronze, but I got one of them in basically gunmetal bronze. It's not a bad thing for a start. And this one's in yellow brass, which is quite nice, I think. Darth Vader lost again. Yeah. Keep it in the family, I always say. So this one's yellow brass, and that's not a bad plate at all. Brass flows a lot nicer, and so it picks up all the sand moulds and things much easier. So this is a much rougher design. Feeling that it's quite not real smooth at all. Whereas straight out of the mould, this one is silky. Like really silky casting. So bronze tends to not pick up. Everly Brothers wrong. Yeah, that's right. So got them done, picked them up. That's in exchange for the bronze to do that gear. So pretty happy about that. That's a job that we've done. There's still more jobs to do for him, but he's been pretty sporting, because I wouldn't have liked to have gone and bought 10 kilos of bronze at $10 a kilo or whatever to do this. Went up to Marks and finished machined this. It hasn't quite cleaned up here, but that's all, and it's not really a big deal. But it's the size everywhere. This cleaned up nicely. It was a bit of pitting there. Nothing to worry about. This, you can see where this was. This has been repaired here, but didn't come up too bad. So that's cleaned up on the back as well. How much it cost to use a foundry? Cost of materials probably as much as anything, if you remember. If you're not a member, casting like one of those plates or that one over there, maybe $120, $130. I provided the bronze, so they didn't cost me anything, and this hasn't cost me anything either, which is really the sort of the, I haven't given this a clean up in here yet either. Where we've machined it, it's got a bit of a burr on there, but that'll clean up. So this is in my price range for roller repairs. This is the worm, and what the worm looks like, and how it fits. If it's out a couple of millimeters, it's very, very nice. Millimeter clearance. Yeah, membership's really cheap, but we do so much work, and I spent a fair bit of Sunday morning doing other people's jobs too, so that was good. And also cleaning some workshop machinery, so I can put a slot in this and put a keyway in this at some point. The vertical slotter, I don't know when, but I'll get there. If we pull this out 20 thou, this is a very nice fit. Right? Excellent. If we push this in so that the centre of this is closer to 5 inches between this centre and that centre, which is what it's got to be, what you find is it's a bit tight, like sort of a tight spot there. So still not pushed right in, it's not right down into the valleys, not on the worm and the gear. So my thoughts on this. My thoughts on this. Is that it's going to be a bit tight if we put it together. That's what I think. If we make the gear per design, per the drawing, which I think we will, and put them together, I think they're going to rub. Just here in the middle, just on the side here, on the flank. So my thoughts are that this is going to need a rub with the Dremel, just to make it all fit. There's no adjustment, so probably this here is probably a little bit wide in the top, and a rub with the Dremel on here on each side, or one side all the way around and then the other side, will probably fix the high spots. And if the thing runs over without too many problems, I'm going to be happy. If it's got a millimetre backlash, I'll be happy. Not even sure it's going to be engineer's blue. I think probably we're going to put it together. We're going to turn the shaft, and we're going to find where it touches. Hey, Peter. And take a bit off it until it doesn't touch. And if it's got, look, seriously, if it had this much backlash in it, I wouldn't be concerned. But I don't think it's going to have anything like that. I think this high spot here, we're just going to take that off all of them. Pretty much the same. Try it again, see how it works. Put the worm on. Slide this in place and see how it works. And I think it'll be plenty good. Pretty happy with it. There we go. But I'm going to do it all on the bench. I think I'd just get the Dremel and sit down beside the machine and do it, get it right. Pull it off and put it back on again a few times if we've got to. Work out where it's touching and mark it with a Sharpie and fix it. Got these nuts, right? This is the, what did I do with that one? I dropped one. Monday I made these. Was one of the things I did. These are, didn't miss anything. These are lock nuts for the cylinder drains because they keep coming loose. So I made them. There's supposed to be 4 cup washers underneath them, and I don't have them. I've got a spare one. I don't have them yet. So at some point before the weekend, I've got to fix that as well. So tomorrow night and Friday night are probably going to be in the workshop, as much as I don't like to. Also made a start on these nuts that I'm messing with. This fits on, but on closer inspection there are reasons it doesn't fit particularly well, and that's because the thread's too fine. So I'm a bit annoyed about that, but this one's scrap basically. Got a spare, and I'm going to have to machine that. I don't think I'm going to get it done tonight after live stream, but I might get it done tomorrow night if I really have a go, because I've got to have it for the weekend. Now, got change gears wrong. That's what happened. Looking over here, we've got this set up. Right, cut threads. So thread cutting tool all through here and turn it over. I've actually lost the pin out of there, it's fallen on the ground. So this needs some, it's jury rigged really, it's sort of okay. This end's sort of okay, it sort of works for what it is for thread cutting. It's not really ideal for what I want to do with it. This is good, but it needs a pin and a clip. So at this point, I've got to be a bit careful with it. But this is a 40 tooth gear, and it's a 2mm pitch lead screw. So the gear ratio for this is 70, 60, 35 in there, and 45. And I put an idler in here, this big one, because you can't do this with the gear ratio. And I actually managed to get the 70 and the 60 the wrong way around, which is a bit embarrassing, and that's why the thread's wrong. So I've got these right, and they've got an idler which doesn't do anything, it makes it run backwards, so you've got to make sure that it's in back gear. So this is set up again to do them at the right pitch. Just got to bore them out and thread them. Probably not the end of the world, but the one I've done is about 20 TPI, and it's not much good for anything. So not going to happen tonight, I don't think, but tomorrow night I might come home and do them if I've got time. See how we go. I've got to really be at Shannondale on Saturday night, so with this nut, amongst other things, because we've got jobs to do. This is my life. It's pretty much one deadline after another, and there's a bit to do. So this is pretty much ready to cut those threads, except for that pin, which probably had dropped in the swarf tray there somewhere. Don't know where I put it. And this needs what I'd like is a spring clip with a pin in it, so that you can clip it over and put the pin in with a retaining groove on the end of it. So a 1/4 inch spring round there, or a spring clip with a pin in it, is really what it wants. So you can clip it on with the pin in the right spot and it stays in the right place. You can unclip it to take it apart. I think that's what we're going to do. And I think that's probably fixed that end of the universal. This is less than ideal. If you hold your finger on it, it's all right. And I just cut that thread by hand, turn it over, which is plenty good. This end needs some work as well. Anyway, that's how we are. But I'll get this done at some point. Tomorrow night's probably going to be a bit of a, at least get this machined out. You need to make special plaques for the first 10 members of your club. Probably do. In all my spare time. The artwork's done, so it's probably as simple as that. But honestly, we'll see how we go. Good idea. Serious shortage of time and space. Anyway, coming back from Mark's, I was treated some inadequacies from my workplace, which I really wasn't happy about. It was Sunday night, so I didn't get home here until Monday morning, sort of early because of reasons, which annoyed me. And it's also giving me a sore throat and a bit of a cold because it was cold. So not impressed about that. I did a couple of jobs here and I put some lines on that truck, on the Foden, put some pinstripes and stuff on it because that really needs to be finished and it needs a coat of clear on it before we put all the accessories on it. And I'd like to have a coat of clear on it before I go away. Not convinced it's going to happen, but it might. Hey Stuart, Tuesday I got up bright and early and I went down over the state line to New South Wales, to Tweed, and went to Service New South Wales about getting the roller registered. This is the this is the third attempt I've had at this. I'm really not winning with it. It's a bit of a pain in the neck because getting it registered in road registered in New South Wales means that it's a day trip to go anywhere and get it looked at. There's a lot of paperwork from my club, which is way down in Thirlmere, which is nearly Sydney. So the forms have got to be posted out and they've got to wait for them, and then they've got to go into the registry office with all the rest of the stuff and get it sorted. Now I've got all the paperwork except, hey Bill, you're back. Except no one thinks that a road roller should be registered on the road, no matter how old it is and whether it's a steam engine or what. If it says road roller and if it's got steel rolls on it, you need to float it from event to event. We're not going to let you drive it on the road. You put it on a float, unload it, you can steam it, load it back on and move it somewhere else. And for that you need a conditional registration so you can leave it on the side of the road to load on the truck and stuff. So that's what they're trying to sell me. Now, I want to put it on historic plates, so I've got a logbook and so that I've got 60 days free use every year on the road, and so that I can use it on club runs. And it needs to be done pretty soon. So I went down and had another go at it on Tuesday with no luck at all. Just like banging your head against a brick wall. Get to the certain point and they're like, oh, we don't want to register a road roller. Now, it's not the only road roller in New South Wales that's registered on the road. There's several steamrollers. So some research tells us that they're actually just called steam engines on their registration, not road rollers. So there's a new form coming. Hopefully it'll be here in the next few days, or at Fridges in the next few days. It'd be very nice if it was there before the weekend, but it might be Monday or Tuesday. And I will go into the office and we'll have another go at it. Anyway, that's one of the things that's really giving me a headache at the moment. I'm commuting to work, which is a pain. I don't know if anyone ever told you this, but I drive an hour and a half each way to work. And it's hard on my gear, it's hard on my fan, it's hard on me, it's hard on my spare time, and it costs money. I was 10 minutes late this morning, and I got hauled over the coals because I'm 10 minutes late. And my argument is, and I've had this before, and I voiced it fairly strongly, that I get up and it takes me an hour. I give you an hour and a half to get to work. I leave at 7:30. I've got to be there by 9. If it's more than that, you wear that, because I've allowed an hour and a half, and I will allow a little bit more. If my maps, the GPS and my map system says there's an accident, it's going to take a long time, I'll have a look at that and I'll go a bit early. But when there's an accident on the way, and then all of a sudden you're held up, then I'm not going to be responsible for that 10 minutes. You can do what you like, but I'm not. It's not going to happen. So we had a fight about that. And I very nearly quit. But I might leave quitting till Saturday. We'll see how we go. Because I think I have a new job next week, but I didn't say that here. And I don't know who's listening, so that's not really official. But today I sort of decided that I've got other things to do as well. Sorry, guys. But as long as I'll go to a different office, TMB. I'll go to the Grafton office, which I haven't been to yet. I've been to Ballina, I've been to Tweed. I don't think I can go back there because I think they'll remember me. So I'll go to Grafton. If I don't have any luck, I'll go to Coffs the next day and get it sorted. So that's where we're at. Anyway, expect some big changes here in the next few months. I don't know. Now we're going to put this out here. I don't know if there's going to be a live stream next week. That's where I'm at with that. There could be, and there's every chance there will be. I don't think it will be from this workshop. I'm not sure. But play it by ear. Be prepared for a surprise if there is a live stream. It's probably going to be just from a car. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. But we'll see how we go. That's that. We have a road run the next weekend, so that's why we need to get this fixed this week. It's really important, and there's other things that really need to be fixed too. This won't be on for the road run, unfortunately. Can't get to that. This will definitely be on because we need it. These will be on. That gauge glass protector's got to go back on. It's not finished, but got all the information I need, I think, to do it. This cover here will go back on for now. That's important. And probably the cotters for the ash pan too. They'll go in. A few jobs to do. And the thing will get a clean and a scrub because at this point, next, I did went in and priced a galvanised garbage can for a chimney cap or keep the water out of the chimney, and discovered that they were $60, $70 for a decent tin garbage tin, which is a bit extravagant. So that didn't happen. So we haven't really got a decent chimney cap. It's going to be sitting up at Nick Charity's for a couple of weeks. So, and probably outside at Grafton for a couple of weeks before then. So, going to have to do something about that at some point. But seriously, these all things cost money, and at the moment, cost of living and expenditures don't really, if we're going to be honest and frank, the income doesn't work out to expenses. So we just do what we can do. But there's events planned that I went along with, much to my, was a bit foolhardy, but I did go along with them, and we've got to honour those now. So we'll get some stuff done, but next week might be a doing stuff day. A week. That's how that is. Oh, excuse me. So the thing is that if I quit on Sunday, our associate Pat Sam's probably going to say, I'm not going to pay you for 3 days because you didn't give us any notice, and it's going to be late, and you can put up with it for one final time. And I'm not really down for that, but I won't be in the state, so I won't really be able to come up here and say, knock on his door and say, hey, what's happening? It's my friends from the bike club, which is probably what he needs. A little bit of realisation that that's how things like, how the real world works. But anyway, as of next week, or the next couple of weeks, the income versus outgoing thing might be reversed. So I'm pretty happy about that. I think I've finally got things in order. Because existing in this job, because of the commute, and because it's in a fairly high rent, high end area, I can't afford to live down there, which is why I'm up here. You can move closer. I was living closer, but can't afford that on my salary. And that's so living a bit closer really is an option. So I've done probably 400 kilometres a week to get to work every week for the last 12 months. I'm getting a bit sick of it, to be honest. Anyway, that's where we're at with that. No progress really this weekend as much as I'd like. I would have liked to have had these done, like I really was gonna. I was disappointed about this. I thought that would have been good, but never got it finished. I have to do another one. Didn't get these finished. Spent all day at the DMV or Service New South Wales trying to get the registration sorted. I got home at about 7 or 8 o'clock and I left it before 9, 8:30, something like that, with no success and about 250 kilometres, something like that, to do it. So I'm sick of that. So got there anyway, and had some conversations on the way home, and I think I've got it sorted, but I hope I've got it sorted, because I'm feeling like a bit of a disappointment all round on this, but we'll get there. So that's what's happening. What else? Club stuff. We have a bank account with bank numbers. We don't have bank cards and we don't have internet banking yet, but we have enough information to make and organise and almost distribute, or get ready to distribute, membership forms. We've got membership dollars organised, what it's going to cost, and there's a couple of different tiers or membership, because some people will have more expenses to pay for than others. Like if you've got a traction engine at a steam shed, it's going to cost you more to be a member than if you just come along for the fun, which is fair enough. But third party, public liability insurance, and all those sort of things, and some overheads and things that got to come out of that. So hopefully when we get enough members, that'll be the thing. But it'd be very nice to have plates for the first 10 members, like TMB says. I feel like that's a bit of a go, to be honest. Life's a bit short. And starting a club this week, really, in between a road run and a national rally, with a roller that's sort of hardly functional, needs bits putting back on it, needs organising, and and a portable that is sort of ready to go but needs to be transported around independently, all that sort of stuff. Gets a bit thin. So time's time, and we don't have any. Anyway, don't know if there's much else really to share, to be honest. Before next week, there's a few jobs to do, and if I'm down there all week, I'm probably not going to get them done, to be honest. Sadly. It's one of those things. These jobs are just not going to get done. It's a pity. Mats, that's the way it always works. You buy one piece you need, and then you want free shipping, so you pay another 200 quid on the rest. Which is a bit silly, but that's how we do things, I guess. Anyway, I'm stressed about all this. I don't know if anyone noticed. I'm just thinking out loud here. And I shouldn't be, but I kind of am. And logistics are, Peter, you're right. It's a bit of a headache, to be honest. And there's 1,000 jobs that I should be doing. But there we are. Try and get stuff done. I'm going to have a bit of a go tomorrow night. So I might miss Mark's amazing live stream. I don't know. We'll see how I go. Put my headphones on. I might watch it in here while I'm doing other stuff. Bill says I need a hobby. That's very, very true, probably. I needed a different hobby is what we needed. But anyway, that's what you get. A sore throat. I haven't coughed very much this live stream, which is very good. Don't know if there's much else to share, to be honest. That's what's happening. Some bits come for the... We're slowly getting the bits together for the donation box. Take up live painting? Probably not. Bits come for the donation box. I haven't even looked at it, to be honest. I've got other deadlines and it's not really a critical thing. But I've got to put some windows in, which means I've got to route some holes in it. Not going to happen before next weekend. Not going to happen. And I've got some shafts and bearings and things that have got to be positioned in it too, and that's not going to happen either. Not until after then. And I don't know when, because if I've got to move everything, which is on the plains, moving house, I'm probably not going to have everything packed up for quite some time. And that's how that is. It's a bit stressful. Anyway, I'm probably going to call this because it's cold and I probably need bed. Really appreciate everyone tuning in, and I'm not saying too much about anything because nothing's really official yet. There's probably a club shed and workshop that's pretty nice that's in the works. I can't really officially say too much about that yet because there's no paperwork signed. There is a place for me to live down there that's not really set in stone either, and we're going to have to suck that and see a bit. So that hasn't really, there's not much I can say about that. Can't even say too much about the area or where we're moving to or anything else. Except that the roller after the National Rally will probably go back to the new location if things are going right. If they're not, it'll go back to Fridges, and then I'll have to find somewhere. There was some way of getting it to the new location, which is 50 kilometres away. So we'll see. But Shenandoah Steam Shed Incorporated is a thing. If you're interested in the membership, even as an associate, shoot us a message or let us know. Don't expect anyone here that's likely to do that, but there are positions, absolutely. Probably be a newsletter. There's also speaking of journalism and newsletters, there's another position that I've taken that I think a few of you know about. I can't say anything officially about that yet, but that's been ongoing for about 3 or 4 months, something like that. And it means a bit extra work for me, but also some extra pocket money. So that's a journalist position in this field with a printed magazine, so that's kind of nice. It's a paying job, so staff journalist, I guess, or correspondent. Anyway, more about that as it unfolds, but there's a bit of work in making it work too. So been a bit cryptic. I haven't really told you anything this week. Next week I hope there's some more revelations and we can actually come out and say this is what's happening. But at this point it's a bit sort of sketchy. So it's a bit of a leap in faith, and it's something that's got to be done because I can't stay here much longer. But anyway, that's where we're at. Anyway, I'm going to go. I think it's early night in a quiet live stream. Thanks so much, guys. There's phone calls and things to make. I need to fix this and get this injector back to mark at some point. There's jobs to do. Like seriously, there's jobs to do. And at this point. They need doing. So tonight, probably not going to do much now. It's sort of past 8, 9 o'clock. A bit late for making too much noise, but I'm probably going to go in there and do some lettering on that truck or something like that, or make a list or do some diary work or something like that. Probably do some artwork for a sign painting job that I need to do in the next month or so. So anyway, I'll be in there sketching or whatever. I'll be on the computer for an hour probably, and then I'm probably going to go to bed. So thanks guys, appreciate it. I'm out, and we'll see you all